excited for the win. Kind of a unique game, especially when you look at it statistically. Not any gaudy numbers, but offensively we had a short field to work with the majority of the day. We scored a couple touchdowns on defense at some different times, and so was pleased with. I thought we had a better sense of urgency early in the game. North Carolina A&T played extremely hard, went down, got a field goal early. Again, we got to continue to stress, but again, field goals won't get you beat. We'll handle it right now. I'll go back and watch film, see where we can continue to improve. But really excited about the number of players that we were able to get on the field, the number of people that actually contributed to us. Red zone, we were 4 for 4. That's outstanding. We were 7 of 11 on third down. A lot of positives to build off moving forward as we get closer and closer to the conference season. With that, I'm opening up for questions.
Coach, you mentioned that the DNs were going to be especially important heading into this game, kind of looking at Spencer and then just across the D-line, across the board. Kind of what do you think about their performance today?
I thought they played well. Yeah, I mean, again, I only see the guy probably closest to the sideline, or maybe the D tackle and the DN closest to the sideline, trying to watch as many replays as you can, but at the same time trying to focus on the next play. I know we're still playing a lot of people. I still think there's a ton of room for development with guys like Jackson, Cody Heisman, just to name a few. Will Mostart can continue to develop. So I'm excited where we're at, but we're a long ways from being a finished product, and our players know that.
Any update on Eli?
I don't at this time. I was just trying to check in on him, and it was packed in there. So I kind of turned. There was other people that had more priority and were more important than me at this time.
You talked about last week you maybe would help get the team off to a faster start, or you said you put it on you. Did you do something differently to get the team going?
Just talked about it all week, made it an emphasis, made it a priority, and I thought our kids responded. We had a huge return. Kobe Johnson had a huge return, got the ball past midfield, another short field for the offense. Offense goes down and scores. Even defensively, got down towards the red zone. We forced them to kick a field goal. And then after that, we kind of got comfortable. I shouldn't say comfortable, but kind of got things rolling a little bit, and I like our mentality. The sideline was excited. People on the field were excited. It was a good win for us, and there is no such thing as a bad one.
One of the focal points coming into the week that you mentioned was kind of containing the dual threat quarterbacks. You guys did a nice job of that. What went into that?
Well, I think Coach Braun and the defensive staff put together a really good plan. We knew there was a big tendency for RPO to throw. When one came in, we knew there was more of a quarterback run game threat. Just going back to last year's film, I thought we did a nice job of balancing when we were going to jump into some single high to take away the RPO, jumping into the two high to give us an extra fitter in some of that quarterback run game. I challenged our guys at halftime too. I thought their best play in the first half was a missed tackle by the Bison. We could continue to shore up some things tackling-wise, but I thought for the most part we did a really good job of fitting some of their gap scheme, their counter, their power stuff that they threw at us late in the game.
I'm guessing that analytics show if you scored 2 defensive touchdowns, your chances of winning are pretty good. Is that
I've never looked into that one, but I'm going to have more information for you on Monday. I like your chances.
What kind of veteran presence is Spencer providing in defense this year?
I can't put words to it. You talk the praise that I gave Cordell Volson last year. Spencer Wage's that type of guy for us this year. Mr. Bison loves this program, loves his teammates. He is a critical part, not just of his ability, but the leadership and just the practice habits that he demonstrates and that he's modeling for our young kids. We'll never be able to thank him enough for that.
You saw last week Gindorf score. This week it's Wagee and Weber. What is the impact of the 6-year guys that you've had so far?
Well, you talk about experience, you talk about leadership, you talk about that veteran presence. I don't know, immeasurable. And those guys, they're just really good kids. And that's what I get most excited about.
Eli's injury looked serious. He was to be down.
Yeah, I don't. When you pull out the air cast on the field, usually not a good sign. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hopefully get more information as we move forward.
Matheson, we touched on today. He's kind of
when Zach's healthy, he's a pretty dynamic kid, and can't put that ball only where Zach can go get it. I mean, being 6'6" and having that hole shot right there, Zach was able to climb the ladder, go get it, and score. And I think it was about a 40-yard touchdown. So great time for Zach in his, 5th year now to really start to reap some of the benefits of all the things he's battled.
Some different things offensively, you put out some different packages today. Is that just a natural progression, or is there something perhaps you're looking ahead to?
Well, I think that's a natural progression. I think anytime you can force teams to have to defend the entire field, that's a positive. Try to stretch people out a little bit, become more multiple. We probably had I bet we had close to 20 personnel groupings. We did some different things offensively during the course of the game just to not challenge ourselves, but challenge us from an execution standpoint. When we put a lot offensively game plan, our kids usually play pretty well because they have to be locked in every minute of every day at practice, and anyone at any time can be on the field. So I think that's a good thing for this group of kids.
Balance the throwing the ball with kind of the game script of, oh man, we're 8 minutes in and we're already up 3 touchdowns. I mean, do you think Tyler does a good job with that? Not only with Cam, but with Cole as well. I mean, when do you throw?
I think we have to try to continue to expand our passing game. I get exactly what you're asking, and if we are throwing, it's by no means trying to rub dirt into a wound or anything. We're trying just to get better ourselves. We had a conversation on the headphones. If we could have had a stop right before half, we were going to get into 2-minute mode because again, it's a live 2-minute. It's different in practice. In practice, we kind of slow. We two-step our D-line. I want to see success. I want to see operation. But this is a chance to get live reps under the lights in front of a crowd. You can't pass up those moments because there's going to be a time down the road where we have to throw and we need a 2-minute drive to be successful.
Linebacker combinations. Is there a point where you feel you want to tighten that up, or is it still? How long can you kind of?
Well, I think we'll tighten it up a little bit here going forward. But what I think you saw was some sub packaging that was going on. Dom Jones playing outside linebacker. You saw Destin Talbert playing nickel. I thought Julian really played well late in the game, got a ton of reps, and I was excited for him. Logan Kopp, I've talked about him for probably a year now. I think that kid has a huge ceiling. And then I think both, Kubitz and Wirtz playing Mike did a nice job. Now, I need to watch film before I give too many glowing accolades, but I'm excited about the depth that's getting created there. Coach Olson does a tremendous job.
Kaiser left early. You have an update on James?
Just got a little banged up. And James is an integral piece of what we're doing, and just figured let's take his pads, take his helmet, because he's a guy who's going to try to sneak in on special teams or some situation when nobody's paying attention. He's a competitor.
Nothing you were worried about going forward?
At this moment, I don't have enough details. So.
Johnson doing a nice job on the kickoffs. That's a nice little benefit for you.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, we got to remember 2019. Youngstown State, Kobe had, a 90-plus yard kickoff return. So it's not as if he's unaccustomed to being back there. Our coaches and our players buy into what we do special teams-wise, and I think you see the byproduct of that on the football field. Going back last year, even to 2019, special teams has to continue to be an area that we can take advantage of going into games.
What you saw today, do you think you are where you want to be going into your FBS game next week?
Oh, never where you want to be. Always room for improvement. We'll continue to challenge and get our guys to strain at practice, but I do think there was improvement from week 1 to week 2, and I anticipate there'll be improvement from week 2 to week 3.
Is this week going to be different with Arizona on the schedule as opposed to any other team?
I don't think so. We do what we do. We practice the way we practice. We're a process-oriented football team, and we're going to allow that process to help us get through this week. And I want our kids to. It's just like it's like every other game. We're going to go down there and it's going to be 100 yards long. It's going to be 53 1/3 wide, and it's just like the field that they've been playing on for the last 10 years.
Movie Hoosiers, right? 10 feet high, 15 feet long.
Exactly right.
Any late night viewing of the Wildcats tonight that you'll do?
If I'm still up, guys, I got to get some sleep at some point. Well, the head coach at home, I'm sure she'll have a scouting report for me in the morning.
There was, kind of going off of the expanding formations and things like that, or the personnel. There was a double pass today. There was a direct
Come on,
snap read
Raja,
option
really?
to Kobe. About that. But how important is it for you guys to kind of get through your whole playbook this early in the season?
Well, I don't think we've gotten through our whole playbook. I think we've just showed a smattering of bits and pieces here and there. I think there's things that we can continue to run that are highly efficient. I think there's things we can do to continue to personnel and take advantage of some really good players. I was really excited about the wide receiver slant. I know there was a holding on the edge somewhere, but that was a big-time play and a huge stiff arm by DJ Hart. And so I get excited about that. Maybe it's not going to be in the stats, but for DJ, that's a huge confidence builder right there.
D-tack room kind of after the two deep was already a position where we hadn't seen a lot of those guys play.
Yep.
Eli goes down. Who are some of the young guys that you might have to kind of call their number?
Well, we had Javi back today, Jackson Dutenheffer, Cody Heisman, are guys that can continue. Will's going to continue to get better and continue to help us. And so we're going to lean on those. Logan Larson played 8 snaps for us a week ago and played with great pad level. And for a young guy to understand that that's such a critical fundamental of D-line, especially in the Missouri Valley, and good college football players play with their knees bent. So, Coach, we've been here before, guys, and you know it as well as I do. I can go back about 3-4 years, and there's a DN that, it was, what are we going to do now? We'll go to work, and we're going to find a way to continue to improve.
How does it feel to get so many young guys in rotation, like, freshmen or sophomores, like getting those, up to game speed?
Sure. I think it lends itself to, we pride ourselves on it being a developmental program. We're going to recruit young men out of high school with the balance of on field, in the weight room. Our nutritionists, we're going to do a great job of developing them and turning them into something different. Mason Miller would be a great example of that guy now, really only in his 3rd year, but came in at 260 and now he's 310. We're going to continue to do that. These reps on last Saturday, are critical, and not because these kids are thinking they're ready to play, but some of them it's a great eye opener to be like, man, I need to make sure I do get my weight up. I need to make sure I'm getting my meals in, because when it is my time to play or start or be in the rotation, I got to be stronger. I got to be heavier. And this is a great learning opportunity for our kids.
40-yard rushing game and was 4 for 4. So what do you think of him today?
I thought he did a great job. And so Cole is a tremendous athlete and physical runner, downhill kid. We got that Q power, Q counter down in the red zone. And he scored that touchdown. I thought that was awesome. And again, only scratching the surface of what he can do. Coach Hedberg does an outstanding job, along with our offensive staff, Coach Roll included, of bringing that young man along step by step. All right, guys, thanks.
Spencer, been a long road back for you. How did that feel today, man?
It's kind of hard to put into words. Like I said, it's hard to put into words. It's just playing last week. It was great to be out here for the first time again, and just now, like, proving to myself that I can, still play and play at a high level just means a lot to me.
You mentioned pregame you wanted to come out fast. Is that the definition of coming out fast as a defense?
I would say so. I thought we played a whole lot better than we did last week, and just everyone was flying around making plays. Everyone across the board, it seemed like, was making an impact on the game some way or another.
There was Noah last week. You and Dawson, both 6-year guys. Describe the impact of that, of the 6-year seniors, and what that brings to your locker room.
Yeah, it just shows that it's, staying was a great decision for all of us, and getting in our opportunity to, wear the green and gold and play for NDSU. And I just think it shows guys too that you don't have to leave this program to be successful, and that good things happen if you stay.
Spencer, you had to go out and comfort Eli when he got hurt. Can you share with us what you told him and what you did?
Yeah, I just, grabbed him by the hand, told him, like, bud, you're going to be all right, love you. And I felt terrible for him, because, that was me a year ago in that same situation. And just was trying to be out there and support the guy, and I know how hard that is.
Dawson, you tied a 1925 record.
I wasn't around back then.
Yeah, no, I don't Describe that play.
Big credit to our D-line up front, man. Duty, great strip sack, and I could have walked for 79 yards on that one. But big credit to our D-line up front.
Were you determined to score a touchdown today after the interception drop early?
Yeah, it was weighing on me a little bit. I knew the sleep I was going to get tonight was going to be a little less. But big credit to my guys for having trust in me and just keeping my head above water and just keeping me confident and everything like that. So I appreciate my guys.
How locked do you think the offense was early? The first couple of drives scored, Zach gets a catch, you getting involved. What do you like about the way the offense started overall?
I thought we started really fast all around, offense, defense, special teams. I thought we came out with a lot of energy. I know there is some plays that the offense would have wanted back, but yeah, I thought the offense was efficient today in the passing game and the running game. But
was today the definition for you of being flexed out all over the place? I know you and I talked about that. You were split out wide. You caught a touchdown from that. Was that what you envisioned before the season got going for you?
Yeah, I mean, just whatever coach wants me to be at, I'll be there. So.
Spencer, we talked a little bit earlier this week too about containing the dual threat quarterback situation. Not only did you guys contain him, you contained their entire offense. Kind of defensive line wise, how do you think you guys were able to create such frustrations for North Carolina A&T today?
Yeah, I mean, we just thought last week, we thought we all played hard up front, but we thought there was more that the D line could give to this defense and to this team, and we kind of just made it an emphasis all week at practice that this quarterback's mobile, he can run, he can move. That containing him and getting him on the ground when we got a hand on him, and made an emphasis on trying to get the ball out of his hands, and I think we got it out like twice on hits on him, so I mean we just put an emphasis on it and made it happen.
Dawson, for you guys defensively, could you ask for a more ideal start for these first 2 weeks? Gaining momentum, kind of finding your guys' identity defensively. How much has these first 2 games helped you guys with that?
It was big for us, just some new guys finding some new spots, like in some new roles. So just finding that mesh and finding that confidence where we can build on. I think these first 2 weeks were really good. We got to build on it for next week and go 1-0 for the week.
The running back looks good at times, but too. It's pretty shifty.
Really good player.
Yeah, what was the difficulty or why did he seem to give you little issues at times?
He ran hard. He reminds me of a back who could play in the Valley. Never stopped his feet, low center of gravity, and wasn't going to go down by the first, so we had to swarm tackle, and we made a big emphasis at halftime on wrapping up and getting all 11 to the ball.
Sped up last year, but Cam just seems to be just completely in control. The game really moving slow for him. Have you noticed that in him, just that he is at a different level of command of this offense this year?
I think throughout the summer and through spring ball, Cam really grew as a leader of this offense, and he's gotten a lot more comfortable just being back there, calling plays, seeing the coverages of the defense, and finding the open guy. So I think Cam's doing an unbelievable job with this offense right now.
I feel you guys are where you're at heading into the FBS game. Obviously, Arizona's a challenge. Where do you feel you're at after 2 games though heading into that?
I think we're making strides in the right direction. Are we as good as we want to be yet? No. But I think we're going in on a very positive note.
Dawson, your thoughts? You got Arizona ahead, I know.
It's a big week. I'm just trying to enjoy this win for now, and we'll get back to work tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But the goal is go 1-0 for the week, and whoever next on the schedule is whoever we're focused on. So.